So welcome to an installment of a series that I haven't updated in a very, very long time. That is studio renovations. This is episode 150. As you probably know, if you've been watching any of my recent videos, I have totally changed up this entire studio. So this video is going to be showing you how I did it, because it definitely took a while to get where we are now. So before I give you the full tour, let's take a quick flashback to yesterday. But what I'm realizing now is that this setup over here doesn't look that nice. It's not quite as good as the new setup we've made, so I'm gonna do my best to try and condense the studio. This area has always been extremely annoying because this room is so tiny. We've got so many of these big lights here. This one we don't use at all, so we don't need this light here. So the goal of today is to move this white table over here that you guys have been seeing for so long in my videos. We're gonna put that kind of in the corner. We're gonna move this light over here, and we're gonna use these monitors that we've been using for so long, and we're going to put them over here, hopefully, and try and find a way to keep it. I've got a lot to do today. Try and find a way to keep this camera not in the closet. Right now the camera's in the closet, and also we gotta figure out how to make this all happen on my own, since right now today we've got a camera operator here helping, but usually I don't have that, so we gotta figure out how to make this whole process easier so that in the future, after the summer, I can keep making videos in this high quality studio without the help of an operator. So here we go. In the new studio setup, I don't have a table in front of me like I used to. I've just got the desk in the background. So this table is going to be purely dedicated to overhead rig shots from now on. I'm gonna move it back a little bit. Here we go. Let's move this. Don't give it to me easy. I like a little challenge. When it feels better when you take a little damage. Hey, woo! That was the second time we did it. We're just pretending with the camera. It's not perfect, but it's close. All right, it's starting to come back together again. We just moved this light back into the studio, and this will be like the side light. Oh, there's a switch. Hey, that's probably very bright. So that when I'm just sitting here, that's the side light. So now the setup is basically done. You just put this white seat here, and then you move the camera back a little bit, and then we gotta set up the mic and all of that. But essentially, we're back to where we started, but now we have these monitors here, and that's great, because all we have left is boring stuff. So let's cut to the studio tour 2019. Alright, and now we are back. Hope you enjoyed that little segment showing how we built what we have now, but let me run down what this studio is made of. It starts with this microphone here. We've got the Rode VideoMic Pro undersling, so it's actually right here, right off camera. Like, I am tapping it right now. It is so close to being on camera, but it's just out of frame, which is awesome. The closer the mic, the better it's going to sound. And then that's plugged directly into the preamps of the Canon C100, which sound awesome. And then that Canon C100 is over there with the 50mm f1.8, and then that's connected to these monitors over here. So I've got one monitor that I can actually use to see myself, and then the other one you can use with the overhead setup, or I could put a script on it, or really use it for whatever I want, but it's definitely nice to have the second monitor. By the way, both these monitors are free, and they're not very nice. They were literally going to go in the garbage if I didn't take them. And then I've got the overhead setup, which is the old white table, plus the overhead rig, and the light that I used to use for the overhead light of my old setup. So, you know, the old setup had 3 lights, 2 side ones, and 1 on the top. So the one on the top is now the one and only light lighting the overhead setup, which I can also use for other B-roll. Every single shot of B-roll you saw in the iPhone SE video was shot at that table. And I can keep my Canon T5i permanently mounted onto that overhead rig, or I can take it off whenever I need it. And as far as the desk setup, I've talked about it before. It's the exact same, no different. I've got my 2015 MacBook Pro, a $200 monitor from HP, a cheap IKEA desk, and it's a really, really nice overall setup. And then right here, I've got the chair that used to be in the desk setup, and that desk setup also has RGB lights. It's got one RGB strip in the desk, as well as another light which I got from the dollar store inside of a lamp shining onto the wall. But speaking of light, there's 4 lights that are part of this setup. The first is back there on top of the overhead rig light, which is shining onto the wall and giving it a bit of a yellow hue, along with this other yellow light, which is also shining onto the wall, which just makes the background a little bit warmer, which I always like. And then I've got 2 lights lighting me. One light over here lighting this side of my face, and I've got another light back there that's kind of a backlight, so it's giving a little bit of a white ring around my head. And you can kind of see it when I hold my hand up, and you can also just kind of see it right now. There should be a white kind of halo around my head, and that's from that backlight. And it really separates me from the background. It makes it look a lot nicer, and it's the reason a lot of people have been telling me they think that this new setup makes it look like I'm standing in front of a green screen, when in reality, I'm not. I'm sitting. So yeah, this is the new setup. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know in the comment section down below what you think. I'd like to change it up a little bit as we go along, but the nice thing about having this new studio is that there's a ton of space. I mean, look at this. I can just walk around now. Before, I couldn't do this. Now there's actually space in the studio. So if I want, I could move this camera around and make this setup super modular. So I could put the camera over there, maybe shoot over here, or put it over there and shoot over here. Or I can just bring the camera out entirely along with the tripod and the entire setup because everything is modular instead of having everything stationary. You can't move. And then having someone accidentally knock down one of the lights because it's not their fault. This room is tiny. And having a domino effect and every single light falls over. That's happened like 100 times. It's not going to happen anymore, which I'm very happy about. So let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this setup, and I will see you guys next time. I'm Jack. Peace out.